Across the country, the battle rages on.
I don't think that this house can grow with us.
We're on the verge of divorce, aren't we?
One of you wants to stay.
The other is desperate to go.
I haven't moved house in over 10 years.
I have moved house recently because it was time to go.
If it doesn't work for you, then what are you doing in it?
Good luck. It's not going to happen. We love it. We're staying here.
I'm here to prove that with a bit of inspiration... Wow, here we are, look. There is no going back now. And a bit more effort.
You just want to get the sledgehammer out, don't you?
A little bit, yes. You could already be in your dream home.
Kirstie sounds more excited than anyone.
Whereas I'm spending my time more wisely, offering up the perfect property.
We had our wedding reception on that field there.
You know where we're going?
No.
That field there.
Without the need for demolition.
Compared to our house now, how much nicer does that look?
I'm not saying it.
It won't be easy.
Did I get you in the box?
No, I haven't got a box on. Stop saying box all the time. I genuinely don't know what the hell I'm going to do to improve this house.
Or straightforward.
Should you like this one so far?
No.
But we're here to help reunite the UK.
I don't think we should get too carried away, should we? Because they were...
Sorry, Phil, it's not deliberate.
It's the grand finale, and it's 3-3. So there's everything to play for as we face our biggest budget and challenge to date.
£100,000 is not going to touch the size as it disappears.
As we go head-to-head once more.
You cheered up yet?
No, what have I got to be cheered up about?
But will it end up a bit of a dog's dinner?
You two are ambitious. I've said this before.
Or good old-fashioned puppy love?
This is excellent. Wow. This is absolutely stunning.
We're blown away, to be honest.
As we find out...
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
This week we're in beautiful Yorkshire and in the suburbs of Leeds.
Yorkshire is very special. It's God's own county. It's got incredible architecture,
Yes.
amazing cities.
You know, it's the birthplace of Sooty and Sweep.
You are kidding me.
No, I'm
All
not.
the amazing people who've come from Yorkshire,
Yeah.
and you pick on
Sooty
Sooty and Sweep. You are sometimes such a Philistine.
No, Kirstie, just a master puppeteer who knows how to pull your strings.
That is a reservoir.
Reservoir. Well, I hope we're going the right way. Sat-nav says we are. It looks a bit sort of alone.
It's a truly stunning location. But what awaits is a bizarre house. Meet Carl and Paul Payne-Durkin. They bought the property 8 years ago after stumbling across it on a country walk.
Came to the front, not really impressed with it.
Not at all.
As soon as we just saw the back garden, we were just like blown away. It's amazing. It is like Narnia. You sort of like come through a little porthole and you discover this amazing garden in the back here.
But back in the real world, and the only thing Paul can agree on are the house's outdoor living and proximity to lovely walks for Poppy, their dog.
This is a 1970s box. It's just a square box.
Don't all houses are boxes, aren't there? It's just some are beautiful boxes. It could be polished up like a little chocolate box, really, if you think about it.
No pressure, Kirstie.
Thanks, Phil. Making this 3-bed workers' cottage match up to its idyllic setting may be beyond even my skills. And aesthetics aside...
Inside needs redecorating, it needs new kitchen, it needs new bathroom. Don't get me wrong, the garden's lovely, but the house itself, it needs a lot of work doing to it. It's cold.
Cold being an understatement.
It does get nithering.
Nithering.
Well, it does. We fight over who's going to go put an electric blanket on, don't we?
And it's not just the lack of heating causing frostiness between this sociable pair.
We really, really like to entertain friends and invite them around, but the problem is we just don't have the space. So nothing nicer than coming out here, but the weather.
Only being able to entertain for just half the year is a real no-no.
Luckily, though, Carl has a solution for all of this. Listen up, Kirstie.
I very much want to bring the garden into the house. It's like an extension of the house. We want our friends to come round and be wowed by it. You know, when you go away to, like, one of these spa resorts in Thailand, for example, we've got lots of lovely rich woods around, and you instantly feel relaxed and rejuvenated as soon as you get there.
Okie dokie, Thailand. And anything from you, Paul?
We've both talked about, on the extension, having a flat roof, which we can actually walk on and use it as a viewing point, looking out over the beautiful valley.
I think Kirstie can deliver that for me, personally. And I think she's going to turn your head.
I hope it is God's own country, because I need a miracle to get me through this one.
Ooh.
Here we are.
Not feeling smug at all. Let battle commence.
It is odd-looking,
It's a very odd-looking house.
It's only got one window.
Maybe this is the back. I mean, because that's south-facing there, isn't it?
Anybody home?
Hello.
Hi, I'm Phil.
Phil.
Very nice to meet you.
Carl.
Hi, Carl.
Well, welcome to Reservoir Cottage.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called, Reservoir Cottage? Ooh.
Yes.
It's a very pretty drive out across the reservoir.
What he means is ugly house, nice drive.
Yes.
Yes. I agree. I agree with everywhere we are. Absolutely agree with everything.
Come on, let's get in. Come on in. Kirstie, you're impossible.
Tactful as ever, Kirstie. It's my mission to find Carl and Paul a stunning property to make them want to list this not-so-stunning one.
Meanwhile, I already have what looks like an uphill struggle to make them love it.
So what's this all about, then? Who wants to love, who wants to list?
I'm Love. I'm definitely Team Kirstie. And
I'm definitely Team Phil.
So...
How long have you lived here?
It's coming up for 8 years now.
And how long have you been kind of discussing this dilemma?
since we moved in, really.
Yeah, we always knew that when we bought the house that we need to do a lot of work on it.
What makes you want to move?
It's the house. There's no character to it. It needs a lot of work, time and effort spending on it. The house is just freezing cold in winter.
There's 3 storage radiators in the whole house, so it does get freezing cold.
It just needs starting again, really. I would prefer somewhere just a little bit closer to a little bit more amenities and social life.
Those are the downsides, but during the spring, summer months, I don't think we'd get a better location than here. We're only half an hour from Leeds, and yet we're surrounded by all this. We appreciate we've got a big tick list, windows, heating systems, making the layout work for us, and possibly an extension. For me, in my mind, I can see like an overhang. It takes us back to the time when we were in Thailand. Tropical storms, but we're still sat out on the balcony. And, of course, energy efficiency. I think it is probably about my final.
To be honest, you lost me at Make My House Like Thailand.
This setting is without doubt incredible, but managing expectations and Carl's extensive wish list may be my biggest challenge yet.
It is lovely, but there's a lot of this in Yorkshire. Yorkshire is very beautiful. This wouldn't be the only beautiful garden. What does that mean?
It means,
It's an ugly house.
Yeah, but I live in an ugly house, don't I? And I put up with the ugly house because of the location and the view.
And the view.
Yes, but you've not tried to transform your London pad into Koh Samui, Kirstie.
Cold old full garage. Just looking at the garage, so the whole thing is single skin. And the windows are blown. Condensation.
You need to be nice to me, Phil.
To replace just a smallish size window of blown double glazing can cost between £250 and £400. Carl and Paul's plan includes masses of glass, taking thousands out of the budget. Admittedly, I do have a huge £100,000 to play with, but the wish list is even bigger. It has to cover the heating, the extension, the bathroom, and let's not forget the overhanging balcony.
This isn't a bad sized room, but it's just 2 rooms, so they really can't entertain.
That is the width of this house. So let me tell you, mister, the bedrooms are going to be this minus the staircase. And the landing.
And whatever you did, it's debatable whether it would match up to the garden, because the garden is amazing.
And whether it's chasing good money after bad.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say it. I'm thoroughly gloomy about this house. If that was a smile from you...
It's nothing of the sort.
well, maybe a little one. It's my goal to find the perfect property that encompasses both beautiful surrounds for Carl with a beautiful house for Paul. And I've got an impressive £500,000 to spend.
But don't forget, Phil, on top of that you'll have to spend £15,000 on stamp duty and nearly £7,000 on moving and legal costs. That's nearly 22k in total. I mean, they could almost buy an island in Thailand for that. Actually, it's not a bad idea.
It's such a lovely spot with a beautiful garden. And that's why they want to stay here. And they're big men, and they've got a big dog in not the biggest house. You're unnaturally quiet.
I know, Phil, because there's just so much to get my head around. Everything in this house needs redoing.
Yeah.
Every single floor covering, every single carpet, every...
You've got £100,000.
Phil, £100,000 is not going to touch the size as it disappears.
The cost of just a downstairs extension is around 50k. With a mix of necessities and extravagances to deal with, I need to spend wisely and hit the gym.
Kirstles,
Yeah?
you cheered up yet?
No, what have I got to be cheered up about?
She's really very upset today. Did you get out of bed the wrong side, or what?
No, I've got imagination and vision, but even I am taxed by certain properties, and this is one of them. I genuinely don't know what the hell I'm going to do to improve this house.
These houses were built as workers' cottages, but its quirky layout means it lacks the footprint for a decent entertaining space. We set up our cameras to see how they use the rooms. On a nice evening, Paul and Carl spend over 80% of their time in the garden, around 10% in the kitchen, and under 2% in their lounge.
Which means I need to focus my energies on expanding the downstairs living space and making the garden an extension of the house. No pressure for Team List It.
I think this house presents issues. It is quite long and narrow in the wrong way. And I'm sort of quietly, gently thinking, what the hell have you two been doing for the last 8 years?
Yep.
They've been saving up for this great build, this great transformation.
No, Phil, there is a lot. There's a lot more than meets the eye. It's not just about insulating this house.
My £100,000 budget may be my biggest to date, but this is also shaping up to be my greatest challenge.
Carl, what would it take for you to leave here? What would I have to find?
I think you'd have to find something pretty stunning. The house I can live with as long as the ground floor and everything works from an entertainment perspective for our friends. But for me, it is about location, embracing the nature, the countryside of where we are.
I think you've got a hard job with Carl. Carl's anchored here, loves the spot. You are going to have to come up with something special.
I realise that, and £500,000, it's an awful lot of money, but round these parts,
Exactly.
close to here,
Yes.
it's going to be tight.
Which is why we've given you a bit of leeway with the search area.
Yeah, I'm going to be using the leeway.
I have roughly a 30-mile search area, stretching as far north as Harrogate. With my budget of £500,000, I need to find a character 3-bed house with large entertaining space, lovely garden, and within walking distance of a nice pub.
Do you think you've spooked Kirstie with the big wish list?
I think I've scared her a little bit, yeah. Everything needs doing, right down to the last tile and the last brush of paint.
I need quite a lot of cheering up, to
I
be
know,
honest.
I'm sorry. It's not easy for you. I'm not saying it's easy for me, because £500,000 doesn't actually go very far around here.
I think the most confident has got to be Team List It at the moment.
She's made me a little bit nervous, I must say, because she has got some reservations. Let's hope it's all bluff and she just wants to really surprise us when we have the grand unveil. Fingers crossed, anyway.
What cheers me up is that this is the most beautiful spot, and I think you will struggle to match it.
Now, what would happen if I undid that?
I would fly into the air. You see, you can't even undo a knot, it's pathetic.
It's not a knot.
I still pinch myself, you know, even 8 years after moving in. I love it here. I don't think you can get anything better, even though we are in the great county of Yorkshire.
I hate the fact that it's so old-fashioned. The windows all need redoing, the kitchen needs to be updated, the heating is possibly the biggest bugbear I've got in this house. It really is cold.
In beautiful Yorkshire, amid stunning cornfields and glistening waters, lies a very peculiar house.
And my toughest challenge to date. Even Poppy the dog has demands.
It's got to work for Poppy. The house has to work for her as well.
In terms of the flooring, yeah, like non-slip really. We don't want to, like Bambi on ice, you know.
To be honest, you lost me at Make My House Like Thailand.
I've got £500,000 to convince Carl to list it.
And I have a budget of £100,000 to make Paul love this house as much as Carl.
Trying to feel the love for this house. I do feel the love for the garden. I'm trying to root myself in it.
I've been slightly pulling my hair out, trying to come up with a plan that solves this house's many issues and creates that outside-inside living space Carl desperately wants.
We need to get rid of all this. Well.
With my biggest budget ever, I've got £100,000 to essentially make this boxy house an extension of the stunning garden. It's not going to be easy and certainly not cheap, but I have come up with a plan.
So, got my glasses on. That's always a serious sign. Cue seriousness. So that's your current house.
Yes.
OK?
Yep, deep breath.
Deep breath.
Whoa. I'm just trying to get my head around that.
Yeah.
I want to open up the entire downstairs by knocking down walls and extending 3 metres out, making their house's footprint 32% bigger. An extension of this scale will cost around £50,000, and that's not even counting the windows or kitchen. A top-to-bottom glass front and extended decking will mean that the garden will be drawn into the house. The corridor and larder will merge to create a utility and washroom for Poppy. Upstairs, the changes are minimal, but effective. By knocking down an old cupboard, we're creating a shower in the bathroom. And by simply moving the doorway, we can move the bed, which will create more space.
Now, you've got to be honest with me. Is this filling you with horror?
I think it's a brilliant solution.
That's why you're here.
Got Kirstie.
The thing that will be the wow is this big entertaining kitchen and a big circling space.
Which is what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm definitely warm into that. I like that. Yeah, it's flipped my thinking on its head a little bit.
I do like this. I do like it.
Bravo.
The boys seem pleased, but Poppy's not looking overly impressed.
I said you'd come up with something genius, didn't I?
You did.
I'm impressed. I can't wait to get started.
Do you know what? I'm always slightly less confident about showing people the plans than it might seem. And I never know whether, ooh, that's not what I expected, is a positive or a negative. But in this case, I think it's a positive.
3 months later, and planning is finally approved. And a further 4 weeks on, summer's ending, but the build begins.
The build's been going now for about 3 weeks. There's dust and muck everywhere. As you can see, it's an absolute bomb site.
Which is putting it mildly. The kitchen and lounge have been knocked through, the windows are gone, and unbelievably...
We are living in the house at the moment, but we have spent some time in the caravan.
Conveniently, Carl is away with work.
He is staying in a nice hotel, nice, clean, warm, no dust. You can get a nice hot shower, completely different to what I've got tonight.
No hard feelings then, Paul. And there's more chaos to come as the workmen arrive to tackle the foundations for the extension. Problems with drainage pipes mean Carl and Paul have had to push the footprint of the house by an extra metre. So it's now 4 metres in total. This means 12 tonnes of concrete for the foundations and a further 8 for the base/extension floor. As often happens, the bigger the project, the bigger the issues. Asbestos was discovered in the floor, so that delayed the build, as did the moving of an electricity box. Delays that won't be helped with the onset of winter. I mean, if Phil finds them a house with 4 walls right now, there's a genuine possibility they could buy it.
I know that I'm going to struggle to compete with the position of their house. They've got a stunning reservoir on the doorstep, they've got uninterrupted views to the back. However, the cold, ugly box of a 70s house. That I can beat.
Especially now winter has well and truly set in.
We sort of had a good idea of, you know, the pain and the discomfort and the chaos, but living actually through it is very different.
It's much simpler to move anyway.
Much simpler.
You've lived there a long time. It's time for a change. Come on, boys. Just, you know, gear up a bit. Be brave.
It's true, but, you know, that house also needs some love.
Somewhere that doesn't need any love, though, is my first property. I'm taking Carl and Paul 40 minutes south, through the snow, to the village of Gomersall. It's the perfect location for rural dog walks and handy amenities that Paul so desperately wants.
Oh, wow.
Here we are.
First impression's very good.
Yep, and they're not even out of the car yet. Time to stick the old Spencer boot in.
Now, I know that Kirstie's going to do some lovely things at yours.
Yeah.
But she's never going to change the outside. She's
No,
never
she's
going to
not.
make it a
She's
look
not.
No, she isn't.
or anything like that.
This looks nice, very nice.
Yes, when you've come from their grey box with one window out front, there really is no comparison. This house is one of a kind, and at £490,000, it's 10 grand under budget. Downstairs is a large kitchen diner equipped with all mod cons. Next door is a spacious lounge with double ceiling height that opens up onto a stunning garden with fire pit. Upstairs, 4 beautiful bedrooms and 2 bathrooms complete this incredible home.
Right.
Whoa.
Ooh,
I've got something quite special for you. Come on in.
definitely.
And we'll get the door shut.
This looks good.
And there's plenty more wow factor to come, boys.
It's a real entertaining social house.
This is stunning.
That ticks the boxes.
This kitchen is absolutely fabulous. It's beautiful.
It's what you're trying to get right at home, isn't
Yes.
it, the kitchen?
It is.
With bells and whistles on.
He's taking his gloves off.
I want to touch things.
It's the perfect party pad, complete with surround sound throughout.
Well, the ultimate kind of entertaining space continues in here. Double height.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't expecting that.
This is a lovely room. Bright and airy.
Wrap-around garden, loads of space for pals. That's the fire pit, gas fire pit. Sit around there having drinks of an evening.
Oh, really?
It's an excellent space outside, is that?
Oh, you surprised me.
You didn't want that to happen, did you?
No, seriously, I didn't.
Come on, let's see some more. Going all right so far?
And I don't think upstairs is going to disappoint size-wise either.
Wow, it's lovely and spacious, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Nice big bedroom, high ceiling.
This house is everything they aim to do with theirs, but with added curb appeal.
Another great size room.
Lovely, great dual aspects again.
I'm kicking back. In property 1, you're already on the ropes.
Poor Kirstie. I suppose I should get back to work, though.
You guys seen enough?
Yeah, really? Yes.
Pretty good, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's absolutely fabulous. It's a beautiful house.
Well, it's unique. It's one of a kind. The agents have never seen anything or sold anything like it around here, so it is pretty special.
It really is.
My purpose of this is just to demonstrate to you straight off the bat that it is possible to get everything that you want. It is. What's not to like, eh, Carl?
No, you're right. Great proportions. I'm struggling to pick holes in it, you know, for my sake. It's a great find. I thought it was going to be a waste of my day, to be honest.
Get in.
I couldn't be happier with how this has gone, simply because Carl now has a genuinely open mind.
I can't pick fault with it. There's
No, that's...
other than to pick it up and put it in our location. That is my only bugbear. I don't know enough about the area to make an informed decision.
He came out today not wanting to be impressed, but as of seeing this house, he's engaged with the process, and that's what I really hope for.
Phil has certainly turned Carl's head with his shiny big house, but he can't beat me on location. Or hopefully my build, if it ever gets finished.
Summer is over and the Yorkshire winter is setting in. And Carl and Paul's house has been torn to shreds. This is the biggest project we've ever worked on.
This house is going to be 64% bigger when it's finished.
But expectations are very high. What is it going to look like when it's finished?
I was always worried about the scale and budget of this project, but Carl and Paul are lucky enough to have a family friend who is project managing.
Blimey, O'Reilly. What have they done? Well, there is no going back now. There's no house.
They're getting materials at cost price, which means Carl will actually be getting his beloved overhang.
This is going to be a huge open plan kitchen, diner, sitting room, going the whole way round from where I've just stepped out round here and back in. When it's finished, it will be as light standing here almost as it is now.
Bringing the outside in is exactly what they wanted. And upstairs, by moving the bedroom door and extending the bathroom into the bedroom, they'll soon be getting their walk-in shower too. Well, I say soon.
The thing about this house is it's not a great beauty.
No.
You could argue that you're polishing a turd here.
Yes.
But the garden is really special. You're seeming remarkably calm. I mean, look at you, both of you standing there, your hands in your pockets. You're dividing your time between a room which is got quite a few holes in it.
Yep.
And a caravan.
We are.
Winter is setting in. This house is nowhere near finished.
We are hoping to have it sorted by Christmas.
You two are ambitious.
Yeah. Very.
I've said this before.
Optimistic and ambitious.
Yeah, telling me. I'm very, very excited about seeing this as it goes forward. I think it is optimistic, but if you're going to do it, you might as well do it
Absolutely.
With bells on.
properly, with bells on. Exactly.
Absolutely.
You literally took those exact words out of my mouth. With bells on. Whether there'll be Christmas bells or not is a whole different question.
That's a different story, yeah.
As they're already 4 weeks behind, I think Carl and Paul are hoping for a Christmas miracle. Sorry, Kirstie.
It's just a lovely house and it's a lovely location.
The house isn't lovely. There's nothing lovely about the house. It's a brick box.
In a truly stunning and unique location on the outskirts of Leeds, the battle continues over whether to love or list this house.
The thing about this house is it's not a great beauty.
No.
You're polishing a turd here.
Yes.
You could argue that my £100 budget could buy me a heck of a lot of polish, but there's also a heck of a lot to do.
It's unnaturally quiet.
Everything in this house needs redoing.
Yeah.
Every single floor covering, every single carpet.
I also thought I was up you-know-where without a paddle, but Carl surprised even himself with how much he loved my first listed option.
He's taking his gloves off.
I want to touch things.
And I'm not finished yet. For my next offering, I'm taking Carl and Paul 25 minutes northeast to the picturesque village of Collingham. It's home territory, and somewhere they're even more familiar with than I'd imagined.
I'd like to think I've got something quite special to show you today.
Oh, you are not.
No, no.
What?
Our best mate lives on Bishopdale Drive.
Really?
Just down here, yeah.
I don't believe it. She's going to be so thrilled.
So you know this patch?
Yes,
do.
very much so.
So we know the pub very well as well.
Yeah, the landlady very well.
Well, since location was my only snag at Property One, it seems Lady Luck has well and truly fallen in Team Listit's favour today.
It's not as striking a house as the first house that I showed you, but then it's nice and private, it's got good space, and it's still absolutely stunning inside.
It is. It's a good-looking house as well.
It's got great views as well out the back here. I'm shocked, actually.
This is
There's one in this village.
Yeah.
Come on, let's have a look.
Come on.
Carl can't wait to get inside, and I can't wait to show it to him, for I think this stunning 3-bed detached house is the perfect fit for him and Paul. It's on the market for offers over $475,000. Downstairs boasts an incredible open-plan kitchen diner with soft seating area and a fabulous wood burner. It's one huge entertaining space. Next door is a more formal lounge and study come 3rd bedroom. Upstairs are 2 large bedrooms with incredible ensuites.
Now, arguably, I think this is an even
Whoa.
better
Lovely.
social kitchen than that other house that I showed you.
This is excellent.
Wow.
This is absolutely stunning.
We're blown away, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we're aspiring to with our own project. It's fantastic, yeah.
The other neat thing, of course, is it's also 475.
Wow.
So it's
Very
25
good.
grand under budget.
I'm stunned.
I'm surprised you found something this good for that price.
And it's not just the price that's attractive.
Now, the house was a 4-bedroom house. Actually, it's been knocked back to suit the owners to make it a 2-bedroom house with 2 massive en-suites.
With a 3rd bed cum study downstairs, this layout would probably not appeal to a larger family. But for a couple like Carl and Paul, it's perfect.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That is pretty swish, isn't it?
This is lovely. Stunning.
So you can see that this was a bedroom, and they've made it into the most magnificent ensuite.
They have, yeah.
Am I right thinking that you've had to pinch a bit of your bedroom at home to create 1 bathroom? And here they're actually just spreading out and going, you know what, let's only have 2 bedrooms, but let's have 2 massive bathrooms.
Yeah, this is fabulous.
I think I'll just leave them to fall in love with this house by themselves.
This has got everything, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It's cracking.
It's even in the sort of style that we like as well. A little bit taken away.
Just making myself home here. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to top that first house, but you know what? I think I probably have. Properly on my game this week.
I love it, actually. Yeah.
We'll have to seriously think about this.
Yeah, we do. It's a goer, absolutely. It ticks all the boxes.
And it sounds like they may be packing boxes soon.
You found the other wood burner then. It's nice and cosy in here, isn't it?
Gorgeous, isn't it?
It's lovely. Really is a lovely house.
The layout, when I came round, it spoke to me for you guys.
Yeah, it works for a couple.
It's made to measure.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
It's going to be a nice, simple decision for you guys, isn't it? Just sell yours and move in here. Happy days. What's wrong with that?
I can't fault at the moment. Not a thing. Yeah, you've got me. Get sucker punched.
So the house apparently is utterly tailor-made for them. The location's spot on. Their best mate lives round the corner. Their favourite pub is just down the road. I think the stars are aligning for me. But not for Team Love It.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Phil. I've still got time to convince Paul that he can love this house. And adding windows and walls is going to be a great help. To merge the house with the garden and make the most of their stunning surroundings, Carl and Paul are installing around 35 square metres of double glazing. At just under 23 grand, it's a costly project, but the end result will be exquisite. With this amount of glass, it will be important to control the amount of daylight coming into the house. So I'm taking them to look at some blinds and lighting options. New research has revealed something that I could have told you, which is that natural light is the #1 thing people look for in a new home. But when it's dark and you want to set the mood, there's only one thing for it.
Well, like the 2 silver balls.
Yeah.
Yes, I quite like these. So you don't have to have a massive drop on them. And they are over the breakfast bar.
Yeah.
And I do like the abstract shape of it.
Well, that was easy. There's no beating around the bush with Carl and Paul. They know what they like, and that's silver balls.
And what's the price on this one?
Well, we shall cross that bridge when we get to it.
Big shiny balls like these ones are never going to come cheap. This one costs over £400. Large statement lights can be hung low, so as to take centre stage in your kitchen. It's good, though, to have different layers of lighting throughout. LED strip lights positioned between the floor and the units can also create a clever floating effect. With such a big downstairs space, Carl and Paul will also need at least 30 spotlights. The general rule of thumb is to place 1 light per square metre, but the strength of the light will vary by room. As a workspace, the kitchen will invariably require more light, but a bedroom or lounge a softer ambience. So now we've sorted the light, let there be shade.
You want something which diffuses and shades as well as just comes on at night.
Yes.
Yes.
So something like this. Oh! Oh, my word, look at that. Huh? Oh!
quite neat. Actually.
Do you know what? I am easily pleased. I'm not a sophisticated lass. Can't get over how thrilling that is. That's 341, so that would be 16 times 341.
Paul?
£5,000.
Is that what you were banking on spending? No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Nowhere near.
Moving swiftly on,
You could go, for example, let's pick something like this beige linen.
Yep.
That's £68 for over a metre.
Which is £1,000, less than £1,000.
Yes. So we're probably going to end up with that, aren't we? And I'm not
looks
going to be
that
able
way.
to come around and play with those blinds.
Yeah.
Listen, it's fine. Decision made?
Yes.
I think so.
lights check, blinds check. Well, that was easy.
It has been a successful shopping trip, yes.
And probably expensive.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's where our tastes are going at the moment with that.
It looks that way.
When I first met Carl and Paul, I was daunted by what they had to do to that house to make it right for them. Now, I'm just impressed by how many decisions they've made, how sanguine they are about the whole thing, and I'm pretty confident that they're going to get a house they will love.
I'm not so sure, Kirstie. I'm on fire this week with my property search. And I'm determined to show Carl what else is on offer out there.
So how are things at home? Nearing the end now.
We're getting there.
Is it going to be done on time?
I don't think we'll be in for Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
Christmas in the caravan?
Gosh, no. Christmas round at the parents, more like.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, they'll all come round to your new house next year. It'll all be even more exciting.
Wherever it may be.
How about the sought-after village of Bramham, just 10 minutes southeast from the last property, where I've got one final chance to show Carl that listing is the way to go.
So we're up here at the top of the village, which
Yep.
gives wonderful views from the house down into it.
Yeah,
It's a more rural feel up here.
definitely.
Absolutely, it's lovely.
Still got a pub, still got a post office.
Yep.
Unlike my last two, this stunning house occupies an elevated position, offering spectacular views onto the village. This beautiful stone-built detached property is on the market for offers over $470,000. It has another great kitchen, dining and entertaining space, and good-sized lounge with balcony. Up top, there are 4 bedrooms, 2 en-suites and a lovely family bathroom. And to the back, there's a great secluded garden.
Right, for my last offering.
Yes.
Another big social,
Wow.
fun kitchen.
Definitely. Another great kitchen.
I'm kind of presenting this as actually a house for Poppy the dog. 2 dogs live here. The floor was specifically chosen with dogs in mind. There's a dog bath in the utility room. There's fantastic walks in Bramham Park right on the doorstep. So there's no doubt Poppy will be very happy here.
So a nice feel to it, but it is a social area again.
And let's not forget the picturesque village views.
Yeah, great views over the village.
Yeah.
And
Lots of light.
you don't feel like you're being looked in on either.
No,
You're
not at
getting
all.
a great elevated position.
They're saying all the right things, but
Neither of you seem quite as enamoured or excited as the earlier house.
Not even team list it.
No, I don't think this one quite fits the mark as well as the last one did.
But again, I'm proving to you that at 470,
Yeah.
it's doable.
It is, yeah.
It is doable. So, genuinely, listing it is a perfectly valid option.
There's plenty more properties on the market than we're giving credit for, because we did plenty of searches ourselves, but we never got this far out, did we?
No, we didn't.
From my perspective, this search has gone brilliantly. I came into it very much on the back foot. It's Kirstie's biggest build, which effectively makes it my biggest challenge.
I think we do have some big decisions to make.
We do have a lot to think about, a lot to talk about. Definitely opened our eyes, yours more than mine.
The possibility of moving hadn't crossed my mind up until this week.
I'm really pleased with the houses that I've shown them. Carl's properly engaged with the process, and I think there's a genuine chance that he's going to choose to list it.
Don't be so sure, Phil. When my build's complete, it will be nothing short of spectacular.
We're driving to the ugliest house I think we've ever dealt with. So, how did your search go?
I showed them 3 houses. 2 of them they loved. 1 of them especially they loved. I was blown away.
Okay.
It was designed literally with them in mind.
Okay. I said in the beginning, and I'm not backing away from it, they are polishing a turd. And, you know, you can get high sheen on a turd, but it's still a turd.
Should we talk about something else?
Yeah. Poo priming.
Which is a highly technical term we use in the property business. Before Phil and I offered our always professional help,
Oh, my giddy aunt, Phil.
Carl and Paul were at an impasse over whether to love or list their ugly dated box.
Inside needs redecorating, it needs new kitchen, it needs new bathroom.
As soon as we saw the back garden, we were just like blown away.
The location might well be incredible, but I've more than done my bit by showing them amazing houses, should they choose to list.
I can't fault it at the moment, not a thing. Yeah, you've got me. Got sucker punched.
I admit I was slightly despairing of the scale of work and extensive wish list, but never let it be said that I back away from a challenge.
There is no going back now. There's no house.
It's been 4 months since this mammoth build first started, and Carl and Paul have been total heroes living on site. But now it's finished. Will they be moving on to pastures new?
Or continuing to enjoy the stunning scenery here.
Come on then, let's do this. Now we've had our little party time.
Trying to deafen me, Phil. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, well, you talk too much. I'll
No.
just turn the
Next
music
time I'm
up.
driving.
It looks like a crime scene here.
The work is not 100% complete, and the gardens have certainly suffered during the work, but I'm still confident.
This is going to have to be good to compete with my house.
Welcome back, guys.
You've no chance, Phil. Prepared to be wowed.
Oh, I feel like I'm in an episode of Grand Designs.
Never heard of it.
Ooh, Phil, we know you style yourself on Kevin. And talking of looks, this house is now an absolute stunner. Gone is the cramped kitchen and tiny lounge. Now it's a 44% larger open plan, top spec kitchen, diner and living space.
What have you done?
What have we done?
Absolutely. Just gobsmacked.
So
It's
before, you
amazing.
couldn't entertain in the house. You had to do all of your entertaining in
We
the
did.
garden.
We did.
And now you can entertain here and enjoy the garden. Oh, I'm a bit deflated. I'm pleased for you because it is. It's the
Right, so let's take
what's
that.
nuts.
That's right, Phil. There'll be no more rained-off barbecues outside. This is the ultimate entertaining space, and there's even heating now.
God, it's a party house. Let's face it. I mean, it just looks fantastic.
How much does the glass cost?
Oh, that was quite a lot.
It was the biggest part of the budget.
Yeah, it was.
At nearly 23,000, it certainly was. But with top-to-bottom glass windows, the garden truly has become one with the house. And once the greenery returns, the views will be incredible.
Was it a complete nightmare?
Yes.
Well, once you've started,
Yeah, there's no going back.
there's no going back.
No, absolutely.
It was all worth it in the end as the extravagance continues upstairs. The dated, uninspiring small bathroom has been revamped and made bigger to allow for a bath and separate walk-in shower. And the overcrowded bedroom and blown windows have been transformed into an incredible, slick and modern space. Bifold doors open up to what is an incredible view to wake up to.
It's completely stunning. You can hear the sound of the waterfall and the birds.
And of course, we get to make use of the roof terrace 'cause when the sun comes out.
This house has its architectural compromises.
Yes.
But who cares once you're in it? You don't stand in the street looking at your house. You stand in it looking out, and you can't fault what you see and hear.
The overhang and patio area still need completing, as does Poppy's shower utility room. But they should be finished soon, and even without them, the place is stunning.
But let's not forget, they also saw some pretty amazing places with me, Kirstie.
I think it's fair to say that you guys set me a pretty substantial challenge simply because of what you were doing here. But I don't think either of you actually quite expected to see the kind of houses that I showed you.
That's very fair, yeah.
The second one, it was almost like it had been built for you.
You actually turned around and said it's almost when you could pack your bags and walk straight into, didn't you?
Absolutely.
If you hadn't started the work here and I'd showed you that house, would you have done the work here?
I wouldn't have started the work on this house. It's been stressful. It's taken out on both of us.
Is it worth it?
It works, doesn't it? It's wonderful.
It's wonderful, indeed. It's absolutely wonderful.
Should we go for it?
Are you going to love it?
Or list it?
I am happy to say, but sorry, Phil, we are going to love it. The garden has been brought into the house. We've got the peace, the tranquility around here. We're not overlooked. I think I've had to relearn and re-remember that when we came here, that's what we loved, the fact that it was so quiet, so peaceful, and it's the perfect location, so we love it.
Look at you both, you're so pleased with it, and rightly so. Congratulations, really well done.
Thank you.
Here's to pursuing your dreams and ignoring the advice of the cautious.
So, champagne moment.
I don't think you'll find it champagne, Phil.
Not going cheap on me, are you?
I think Kirstie's done a fantastic job. I mean, it was inspired opening up the double doors.
I think for me it was bringing the garden into here. All the glass has made it work perfectly for us.
Well, we certainly didn't have to chill it in the fridge.
No, it's stunning.
It
Cold,
is beautiful.
but stunning.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful.
No, it's been...
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And one would quite understand why a person would want to stay around here.
I love it to bits. It's stunning.
And I've fallen back in love with it.
I think it's safe to say it's a good result. What you've done with their house is spectacular.
Can we agree that Yorkshire is the winner here?
Cheers, well done.
Cheers indeed. At 4-3, that's another win for me, Pip.
Yes, but I'm getting closer, Kirstie.